Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. We're back with the Leave the Pack Super Series. Sorry, got to get the scoring pylon updated there. So we are here for race number 10 of 12 for the Leave the Pack Super Series. It's been a fun season so far. Mark Keteman has dominated in this division. At one point this season, winning 4 races in a row. As I think we should have everything updated now, so there will be no more clicking in the background. Everybody getting their final qualifying preparations made. Zach Murphy in the 29. Currently 6th quick. He'll shut it down after his qualifying lap. Chris Smith in the 80, working his first lap. Oswego, a very interesting track. Down into 1 and 2. Smith first lap time in 18:57. That'll put him 7th quick. Mark Keteman, Brandon Elvis, 1-2 here in qualifying. We've seen that a couple times this season. Just coming into tonight, Elvis second in points to Mark Keteman. So we get it pulled up here. Last week, I went to victory lane in the Super Series. My one start and Leave the Pack ended up going to victory lane. There just was not that great of a car count last week at the USA International Speedway. Decided to hop behind the wheel and do a little bit of a different stream. Give my voice a little bit of a break. And yeah, 1-for-1, 100% win percentage for me in Leave the Pack. I'll take it. I'll take it. But in all seriousness, we've had 3 drivers this season complete all 10 of the races. Keteman, with 6 wins on the season, leads by 158 points. Brian Grable with 2 wins on the season. Carter Russo also has a victory back at the Kern County Raceway Park. As I believe qualifying has concluded. We'll get our results up on screen from qualifying here so you guys can see. Keteman top of the board with an 18.319. Brandon Elvis a little bit slower, and then throughout the field it drops off quite a bit. Couple drivers having a tougher time here at Oswego. It's a very difficult track, I will say. As the field jumps down to the starting grid, you see your top 2 right there. They've battled all season long. Brandon Elvis still looking for that first win here in the street stock division, or sorry, the super late model division. If he could win that, or if he could win here tonight, he would be the only driver in Leave the Pack to win a race in all 4 of the divisions. Mark Keteman very close in the number 2 machine. Just needs that late model win. Brandon Elvis has 2 late model stock wins this season. Still looking for win number 1 in the Super Zo. As they get trackside, we'll show you guys our starting grid here tonight. Mark Keedeman on the pole in the number 2. Then it'll be Brandon Elvis to his outside in the 54. Justin Coleman rolling off from the 3rd spot here tonight in the 14. Chris Smith in the 80 will start from the 4th spot. Brady Cox in the 76 machine will start from that 5th position. He'll have Jesse Binkley making his first super start in the 25 to his outside. Zach Murphy in the 29 will roll off from the 7th spot, and then his Race Room 3 teammate Caleb Thompson will start from that 8th position. Trey Ashworth in the number 8 car, going to start from the 9th spot here tonight with Douglas Macedo in the 13, rounding out the top 10. Back behind, it's going to be Jeremiah Woods Jr. and Wade Enyart. Then Brandon Kelly in the 9. As the field works their way around turns 3 and 4 here at the Steel Palace. As Mark Keedeman and Brandon Elvis lead them down the back straightaway. Pace car pulls off nice and early here. And they make the long trip down the back and into turns 3 and 4. As they go through turns 3 and 4, Brandon Elvis, Mark Keedeman, your top 2 through the restart zone. Green is out and we're underway. Good jump there by both of your top 2 drivers down into 1 and 2. Keedeman going to pull ahead with that early advantage, but Brandon Elvis is not too far behind in 2nd. Down into 3 and 4 for the first time. Everybody getting settled into their rhythm. A quick 75 lapper here tonight for the Supers. As everybody quickly getting single file throughout your top 7. Caleb Thompson able to get down in front of Trey Ashworth right there, and your field is quickly single file as they work out of turns 3 and 4 to complete lap number 2. Mark Keedeman, your leader, still by a couple car lengths over Brandon Elvis. Everybody's still pretty close throughout your field. Ooh, Justin Coleman all kinds of sideways out of turn 2 that time. And this is going to be a race of attrition for sure. Oswego is pretty rough on the tires. You also have to keep the car underneath you, as that's going to be a tough task all night long. This track very hard to drive. I've only done a couple races here in the super late model. As a caution flag is out, what happened on the front straightaway? The 13 machine of Douglas Macedo. I think there was contact earlier on. He was pulling around with a mangled right front tire, and up into the wall he went. You see right there up in front of your leaders. And absolutely nowhere for Zach Murphy or Jesse Binkley to go. Tough break for the 29 of Zach Murphy. There was more contact after the fact. Wade Enyart collected as well. And a tough break for competitors early on. Murphy able to get it back out of the pits. And he'll stay on the lead lap. He might actually gain a spot down pit road. Oswego's pits, if we look from up above, or try to at least, Oswego's pits, you see him come back down. The shortcut that this track gives you down pit road is quite a bit, so you don't actually lose too much time, but takes quite a while to get to your pit boxes. Zach Murphy Murphy down pit road, trying to get most of that damage repaired as he can. is under caution for the first time here tonight. 8 laps into this one. Murphy gets the 29 back out of the pits. Luckily, it doesn't look too bad. The front end's still on it. And hopefully he's not underpowered. And he's able to get back up to where he was running. As they head through turns 1 and 2, the 1 to go signal is given to these drivers. It's going to be Mark Keeteman and Brandon Elvis leading us through the restart zone once again. The pace car makes the trip down to pit road. And one more time here, we'll bring them back to green. We'll have 65 to go when we see the green flag. Slow pace into the restart zone here. Good jump for the 2. We're back underway once again at Oswego. Down into the first set of corners. A good jump that time from Mark Keeteman. He'll have a couple car lengths over Brandon Elvis and Justin Coleman. Into turns 3 and 4. Battle for that 4th spot as well as the 6th spot back behind Chris Smith. Brady Cox side by side there. Jesse Binkley also getting around Caleb Thompson in the 0-4. We are 13 laps into this one. Justin Coleman ends up getting around Brandon Elvis for that 2nd spot. Move Coleman to 2nd. He had a pretty good run last night in the late model division. Ended up in the 4th position. Back behind, Jeremiah Woods in the 222s. Underneath Trey Ashworth. Zach Murphy going to try to take advantage there as well. See if he can't get around the 8 machine. Woods able to get that spot. Murphy going to follow through. You can see everybody very loose up off of the exit of the corner, especially turns 1 and 2. Car gets really light right there. If you're trying to hold that car low and keep it down to the bottom, it gets very, very loose up off as Caleb Thompson takes a peek into the inside of Jesse Binkley. They battle door to door there for a minute as Thompson's able to get that spot. Binkley gets back down in front of Jeremiah Woods for a second. Woods going to take a peek underneath, though. As there is your field down into turns 3 and 4. And the caution flag flies. Wade Enyart in the 210 machine, I believe, went around out back. We'll see what happened. So he was down into turns 1 and 2. Ooh, just got the wall right there. And tried to bring it to rest. But unfortunately, there was a caution right there. So back under yellow for the 2nd time. Luckily, nobody up in the front of the pack was involved there. And everybody gets to keep going. Zach Murphy going to bring the 29 back down pit road. And he'll try to get some more of that damage fixed. As you see the rear end a little bit crinkled in on the 29. So he is in the box right now. Your leaders are down the back straightaway, so he's got quite some time before the leaders come back around, and he should be able to get most of that damage fixed. As Keteman leads Justin Coleman, Brandon Elvis, Chris Smith, and Brady Cox, your top 5. As we are 20 laps into this one, so far 2 caution flags. They haven't been back-to-back, though. We've been able to get them strung out a little bit in between. Next time by, they will get the 1 to go signal from race control, and we'll send them back green. Next season, super late models may be on the ticket. They may not be. We're still up in the air about that. We're going to reduce to 2 divisions next season here and leave the pack. As we begin to wind down season 2, it feels like not too long ago we were broadcasting the initial season of the Street Stock Showdown over on Facebook. We've made the switch here to YouTube, and it's been going pretty well, I'd say. We get, I think, more viewers on a nightly basis than Facebook, so we're doing good there. And I appreciate everybody who takes time out of their day to view the Leave the Pack iRacing League as we get ready for another restart. Pace car drops to the bottom side. Then it's Mark Keteman, Justin Coleman, Brandon Elvis, Chris Smith, your top 4, getting ready to send them back green. We'll see if Coleman can get a good restart. It's been tough on that outside lane so far. As they go green flag. Brady Cox in the 76, underneath Chris Smith for that 4th position. Caleb Thompson underneath Chris Smith now. Ooh, we're 3 wide back behind there for a moment. Zach Murphy underneath Trey Ashworth and was trying to get Jeremiah Woods at the same time. So we have 10 cars still on the lead lap here. Your front 5 are nose to tail. Zach Murphy trying to move his way back around Jeremiah Woods Jr. in the 222s. Chris Smith underneath Caleb Thompson. Big move there to the inside. Through the center of turns 1 and 2. They battle down the back straightaway. Thompson going to try to drop back and maybe put a crossover move on Smith down the front stretch. He will have to fall back in line for now. Up front, Brandon Elvis inherited that 2nd spot back on the start. So we are 30 laps in this time. Mark Keteman has a 0.7 of a second advantage down into turns 3 and 4. The ECR teammates sitting in 2nd and 3rd right now. Jeremiah Woods still trying to find a way back around Zach Murphy, and it's interesting to watch these drivers run here at the Oswego Speedway. We'll go on board with Chris Smith right now. You can see the different lines that everybody's kind of pulling. Down into 1 and 2 right here. It's very precise of a line. You see Smith right there was able to go down to the bottom on the wall. Cox up in front was not quite able to get that car down. So everybody running very different lap times here. As up front we've got a battle for that 2nd spot. Justin Coleman gets back around Brandon Elvis in the 54. Elvis going to shoot back on the outside lane down the back and be down in front of Brady Cox. so he doesn't lose too much track position there. Kiedemann right now leads by a second over Justin Coleman. Cox right there in the 76. Trying to find a way underneath Brandon Elvis. You can really see how bumpy this racetrack is going through the center of the corner right there. Not an easy ride here at Oswego by any measure at all. So we've been green flag for about 15 laps now. Kiedemann continuing to stretch out that lead. So we look at the lap times between your top two. Coleman's actually been a little bit quicker these past couple laps. But that gap's still just about a second. And then once again, quicker there. So the 14 machine of Coleman might be starting to track down your race leader here. About half a tenth quicker each lap on average. As we hit the halfway point in this one. Halfway in, halfway home. In our 75-lap feature event here tonight. We're green flag here at the Oswego Speedway. We're going to take a quick step away on the WD Broadcasting Network, but you guys aren't going to miss a thing because we'll go WD Broadcasting Network nonstop. Be right back. Alrighty, folks. Oh, big time problems for Brady Cox as we return. Oh my goodness, what happened to the 76? What happened to the 76 of Brady Cox? A huge hit down into turns 1 and 2. Looks like he got the wall and got loose on the entrance and just smacked the wall. What a hit. And that was it for Brady Cox after that. We'll go on board. And just a huge hit right there. And up and over he goes. As we are back under yellow with just over 25 laps to go, we're going to re-rack them and restack them here. Brady Cox with a huge hit, and that's going to end his night. So we've got 8 cars now on the lead lap. Jesse Binkley in the 25 machine pulled it down pit road. As the field gets the 1 to go signal here, we're going to send them back. Green flag racing. Mark Keteman, your race leader, has led from the drop of the green flag, but Justin Coleman in the 14 has shown quite a bit of speed here. As they work their way down into turns 3 and 4, the pace car is off. We're about to send them back underway. Into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get into the restart zone here, and we're back underway. A good jump there for the 2, but Justin Coleman is not far behind. Through the first set of corners they go. A big run for the 14 down the back straightaway. He's within a car length now of Mark Keteman. This time by, it's going to be lap number 50 up on the board. 26 laps to go. It'll be 25 next time around. And we could have a battle for the lead heating up here. Coleman is right there in the 14, just a car length back from your pole sitter and race leader, Mark Keteman. They're single file back behind. 1/3 of the race to go. And what can Justin Coleman do in that 14 machine to try and get around Mark Keteman? Go on board with the 14. He's a 4-time Leave the Pack iRacing League winner, and he has not been to victory lane since last season in the Street Stock Showdown. He would love to return to victory lane, and I'm sure he would love to do it in the Super Series. It's Coleman with about 23 laps to go. Starting to drop back a little bit from your race leader. As Keteman tries to pick up win number 7 this season. He won here on Monday night in the modified division. Can he win again here in the street stocks? That time by, Justin Coleman about 2/10 slower than your race leader, Mark Keteman. We've got 21 to go across the line right there. Your top 8 all right here in a bunch. But not a whole lot of passing going on at this moment. '14 looks a little bit tight on the entry of the corner. You see it, the nose kind of shoving up a little bit there. As it's 20 to go this time. Keteman once again just a little bit quicker. Chris Smith in the 80 right now sitting in the 4th spot behind his teammate Brandon Elvis. Those two both running very different lines. You see the 80 of Smith push up on the exit of the straightaway. Watch the way they cut the center of 3 and 4 here. Very differently. They both get up off the corner fairly similarly. Back behind, here comes Zach Murphy to the inside of Caleb Thompson. Move Murphy back up into the top 5 after that trouble early on. Trey Ashworth right there in the 8th spot, trying to find a way forward. As we look back up front, your race leader, Mark Keteman, starting to stretch it out. Just over a second to Justin Coleman in the 14. As they try to wrap that bottom lane. The car definitely looks like it's growing a little bit tighter. You can see him kind of shoving the nose a little bit through the center of the corner. It makes it very difficult to pass somebody when you're tight in center because you want to try to set them up and get a good run down the backstretch, but your car won't turn down the track to get that run. So these guys battling quite a bit here with the cars, and especially with the track. These bumps do not make it easy. So we've got 13 laps to go here at Oswego. This time by, it's going to be 11 to go for Keteman. He's growing that lead. Coleman trying to find a last little bit of speed here, but it looks like there might not be enough time as it's about a second to go. And there's now 10 laps to go, so we'd have to make up about a tenth of a second a lap to even get to the back bumper of Mark Keteman. So we look back. Battle for the 6th spot on the track. Jeremiah Woods down low underneath Caleb Thompson. Side by side down the back. Trey Ashworth into the outside wall in the 8 machine. He'll lose a little bit of ground, but he'll keep it going. Triple twos underneath Caleb Thompson, and he'll move up into the 6th spot. This time by, 8 laps to go for your race leader, Mark Keteman. He's back behind. This is exactly what Keteman wants to see. Battle for the 2nd spot between the teammates here. Brandon Elvis in the 54, Justin Coleman in the 14. Here comes here comes Elvis to the bottom. Coleman way up the racetrack there. Going to give way to the 54. Elvis now has 7 laps to try and figure something out and be a little bit quicker than that 2 machine. But it would take a lot here, as now we have 6 laps to go. The gap 1.3 across the line. Five to go for Keteman as he gets across the stripe right there. Back behind Zach Murphy. Final car in the top 5. Quite a ways back from Chris Smith in the number 80. About 2.7 seconds the difference there. Jeremiah Woods closing up on the back bumper here with 4 to go. This time by for Mark Keteman. It's going to be 2 laps to go as Chris Smith gets around Justin Coleman for the 2nd spot, and Caleb Thompson goes around down in turns 3 and 4, I believe. Sorry, turns 1 and 2. Thompson around in 1 and 2, and that's going to put us back under yellow. We'll have a green-white checkered finish ahead of us. See what happened to the 04, and it looked like he had a similar situation to the 76 of Brady Cox, where he just got loose on the front straightaway, made contact with that outside wall, and went around down into turns 1 and 2. Luckily, he was able to eliminate most of the contact that we saw with Cox's incident. We'll have a quick caution here as the field gets the 1 to go signal quickly. They're going to double up down the back straightaway. And it'll be Mark Keteman and Brandon Elvis leading the field to green. Elvis still looking for that first super late model victory. So he's going to have to get a good restart here. Keteman had a 1.3 second advantage at the time of the caution. We'll see what they can do into the restart zone here. 54 tries to roll up and get a jump, and he does get a really good jump there. He'll be just about side by side down into 1 and 2. Tries to roll that top lane and cut it down off the corner. Down the back straightaway, 2 laps to go. 2 to go here for Mark Keteman. Through the center of turns 3 and 4. White flag is out. Final time around. 1 lap to go at Oswego. Does Brandon Elvis have anything left in the tank through turns 1 and 2 for the final time? Keteman down the back straightaway has a car length advantage. Brandon Elvis going to show the nose through the center of turns 3 and 4, just about to the back bumper, but it's not going to be enough. Up and out of the corner, it's going to be Mark Keteman winning at Oswego. Mark Keteman takes the victory here at the Oswego Speedway. Elvis got a good jump on that restart. But it just was not enough there. Keteman, your winner in the number 2. Brandon Elvis comes home 2nd, and Chris Smith comes home 3rd into the number 80 machine. We're going to go ahead and grab a word from our top 3 quickly here so we can wrap things up. We'll let our top 3 hop into the voice chat. We'll start with our winner here tonight, do things a little bit differently. Up into the broadcast booth, the man of the hour, the winner here tonight, Mark Keteman. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, Mark. Well, we talked to you earlier on after winning the street stock race. You won 3 out of the 4 races this week. It's got to feel good. How do you feel?
It feels pretty good. I was a little worried there on that last restart. Elvis tried to get the jump on me just a tad, and I waited. I knew he was going to try to go a little bit earlier than I was, but it sounded like we both ended up spinning the tires there, and it was just going to be a dogfight to the end. So I actually really didn't want to see that yellow there at the end because my right front's pretty much been cooked for about the last 20 laps or so. So I was able to pull off a little bit and have a little bit of breathing room. So I really didn't want to see those last couple cautions. But overall, it was really fun. This race actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was. Kind of gave me a Greenville Pickens vibe from having to basically catfish the bottom all the way around. So that was a lot of fun. That way you don't hit the wall or anything. You just really got to focus around here. But overall, a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely looked like it was a handful here tonight. 7th victory on the season in the Supers. You picked up a lot of wins this season. Who do you have to thank for the speed like always?
K-Cars, Race Cars, Arcane Setup Shop, Justin Brooks Designs, Coleman Designs, Topsoil Landscapes, Freezing Performance, Clive Power Equipment. Shout out to my mom. I know she always watches these things and roots me on. Shout out to all my other friends and family for watching and supporting. And thanks to you and Wade and everybody that puts this on for us.
Yes, sir, Mark. It's been a lot of fun. Well, congratulations to you on win number 7 this season, on 3 victories this week, and on sweeping the night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Alrighty, and now we'll have to grab a word from our second place finisher going in order now. Up into the broadcast booth, Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey.
Alrighty, well, second place here tonight. You qualified second, battled back and forth between second and third with Justin Coleman for most of the night, but ended up in the second spot when it mattered the most, and got a good restart there. Thought you might have been close, but just not enough laps there on that green flag run to have a shot at Keteman.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, it took me about till like lap, I'd say 55, 56, somewhere in there before I figured out how to drive the racetrack. Once I did, I think we were faster than Mark there at the end, but he was gone, and then on that restart, I wasn't going to go in there and hit him. I'd like to race people like they race me, and Mark's always raced me pretty clean, so shout out to him for getting a win.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run there to the finish. You guys had a good run. Who do you have to thank for a second place finish here tonight in the Super Late Model Division?
Yeah, man. Barryless Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coastal Performance, Coleman Design, giving us some good-looking race cars. He had a sporty one tonight, so did Chris. Thanks to you for putting on this broadcast. Shout out to my team, ECR, and LTP Racing League for giving us a place to race.
Yes, sir. It's been fun. And congratulations to Brandon on a second place finish here tonight in the Supers, and we wish you luck next week and the finale week after that.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, now to talk to our third place finisher here tonight, up into the broadcast booth, Chris Smith. 2 podium finishes in a row. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All righty. Well, we talked to you earlier on in the street stock race. Ended up in the second spot there, I do believe. Third place here tonight. How do you feel after Oswego?
Yeah, man. Car felt. Didn't feel like I was going to get third, honestly. I was just kind of riding behind Elvis and Coleman there and just happened to squeak by. But overall, I'll take it.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run. You were able to get by your teammate there at the end and pick up a third place finish. Who do you have to thank for a podium in the Supers?
Oh, thanks to my wife letting me do this. Say hi to my dad. He's watching. Elvis Coleman Racing, Chastain Law Firm, Barry Elvis Performance Fabrication, Coastal Performance Shop, and Coleman Designs for the sweet paints. And thank you for broadcasting.
Yes, sir. It's been fun. It's good to talk to you once again. 2 races in a row here, Chris. Congratulations to you on a good night, and we wish you luck next week.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, so those were your top 3 finishers, and that's going to do it for us here at the Oswego Speedway. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's Super Late Model 75 lapper here at Oswego. And we'll see you guys next week for more Leave the Pack iRacing League action here on the WD Broadcasting Network. But I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace out.